after the break, a Sarnia father who lost his 2-year-old daughter to cancer. Hear his story and find out how he and his wife are trying to save the lives of other children in similar situations. That's next. Welcome back. You are looking at photos of Samantha Thomas, a young girl who fought a fight children should not have to. Samantha battled acute lymphoblastic lymphoma. Cancer took her life when she was just 2 years old. Samantha's father, Bob Thomas, joins us in studio today from Sarnia. Welcome back. We had you on here last year. Tell us about Samantha. Tell us about your wonderful little daughter.
She's just an amazing little girl. The things she went through, and her spirit was always strong. She kept us going through the 9-month battle, and now we're just trying to take her life and put some meaning to it and keep that memory alive.
Okay, let's talk a bit about this battle. Finding out, how did you know that there was something wrong?
Well, it started, well, it didn't directly start. To kind of tell you the history of the R.O.C.K, and before, when Sammy and Vicky were born, there was a twin transfusion of blood at birth. Vicky was fine, but Sammy came into the world gray and lifeless. And at that point, I thought she was gone before she'd even taken her first breath, which was just terrible. But then she was revived, like agonizing moments later, and everything was fine. And then in September 2002, she was diagnosed with acute lymphoblastic lymphoma. She had a grapefruit the size of a tumor in her tiny chest. When you think of a 2-year-old's chest, a grapefruit inside is massive. Mm-hmm. And so we spent the next 9 months in hospital in London and then at Ckco in Toronto for her bone marrow transplant, which was donated by her brother Noah. We were lucky on that aspect.
How old was Noah at the time?
Noah would have been 5.
Wow.
Yeah. Little trooper. Did awesome. So we're really lucky there. There was a 100% match. And the transplant went really well. But complications arose, as they so often do in these cases, and she ended up in a coma. And on May 18th, 3 days before her 3rd birthday, she passed away.
Wow.
And as I held her that morning at Ckco for the last time, I flashed back to the moment she was born, and I thought she was gone then. And I realized we hadn't been robbed of a lifetime with Sammy. We'd been given a 3-year extension. And then I was trying to figure out why would this happen? And it hit me on the drive back to Sarnia that afternoon. Sammy was meant to be an inspiration, a motivator for us to fight cancer and to raise money.
Great way for you to look at that. So you did mention at the start of this interview R.O.C.K, which some of our viewers at home might be thinking, what's he talking about? So tell us about R.O.C.K. This is something that you and your wife have done to raise money to keep Samantha's memory alive.
Exactly. It's Ride for Our Cancer Kids. It's primarily a motorcycle fundraiser. Bikers have been raising money for years, and I've been riding since I was 10. So that afternoon, we thought, what can we do to make a difference? And we figured a charity fundraiser.
So on the day that this happened, you decided you were going to do something.
Yeah, we didn't know the details yet. We didn't know what the name was going to be, but we knew we had to do something, and it just made sense to do it that way.
Okay, and it's not just, so this is we're seeing some shots of it here. Tell us about how the event works.
Riders go onto our website, rockride.com, and download pledge forms, available at some of the bike shops around as well. They go out to their friends, neighbors, co-workers, raise pledges, and they come down that day. We go on about a 200-kilometer ride through scenic Lambton and Kent counties. And we go back to the Lazy Duck for our finale and awards. We have prizes and all kinds of good stuff. And all that money then we hand over to the Childhood Cancer Foundation, which goes to their research fund, which funds hospitals, 17 hospitals across the country for just for childhood cancer research.
Okay, and this is if people aren't into motorcycles and might be thinking, hey, well, what can I do to help? You do collect money throughout the year at different locations in the area, correct? How does that work?
Yeah, McDonald's actually was really great to us last year. They, McDonald's of Sarnia, all their restaurants, their coin boxes, all went to the R.O.C.K ride.
Wow.
And if anybody doesn't ride, this year we've expanded to a Rockin' the Duck concert that we're calling that evening for the general public. We've got 4 bands that have donated their time, free admission with a donation to the cause, or people can email or call to just make a direct donation. We have 2 banks in Sarnia as well that are taking donations, Libro Financial on Exmouth or Scotia on Indian. They can just go in and say, I'd like to donate to the R.O.C.K, and they'll set you up.
Okay, and what are the stories that you're hearing from other people who are getting involved in this, who maybe had a similar experience? Are there people who've had similar experiences getting involved in this? Yes.
Yeah, it's surprising once you get into it. You realize how, like when Sammy was diagnosed, we'd never heard of any child having cancer. It was, you know, people actually like my mom, who passed away a year ago today from cancer. It consumed her. It was awful, but she'd lived a full life. So although it was terrible, Sammy's just hit us harder because she hadn't done anything.
So young, yeah.
But we've got a couple people that come to the ride every year. There is a little girl, Julia, who's been doing awesome. Her dad comes every year. They tend to be our top fundraisers too because they're motivated.
Right, so you are hearing some success stories amidst all this.
Yes.
All right, well, let's put up the information for the R.O.C.K one more time. Here it is, Ride for Our Cancer Kids, Saturday, July 5th. And you can go online to the website that we had up there. Sorry, can you just repeat?
rockride.com.
Right, rockride.com, so you can check out all the information there. Have a great event this year, and you know, donate if you don't necessarily ride. Find someone and pledge someone. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Time for a break. When we come back, we will have your weather update and in entertainment. He changed comedy forever.